Hello folks, and welcome to this week's HiFi news, etc. And I hope you're well. I hope you're feeling good. I hope life is treating you well and you're looking forward to the weekend, of course. This time around I think I've got 5 news items for you. And of course I have a trivia question. So let's start with that. And this time around we're going to change the theme. We're going to look at geography. And the question is, which river in Ohio once so polluted that it was declared a fire risk? Can you believe them? Inspired songs by Randy Newman and REM. One more time. Which river in Ohio once so polluted that it was declared a fire risk? Inspired songs by Randy Newman and REM. As ever, please don't do any Googling because you'll spoil it. It's just a bit of fun, of course. Have a little think, have a guess, and I'll be back at the end of the video with an answer. Until then, HiFi News. And we will start with a turntable from Pro-Ject called the XAB. This is a new addition to the X lineup. In addition to offering the so-called true balanced connection via the 5-pin DIN output, the turntable features a plinth constructed of transparent acrylic. It also includes a 10-inch one-piece aluminium tone arm, die-cast aluminium platter, Pickett's Pro balanced moving magnet cartridge, and TPE isolation feet. There's an electronic speed regulation feature here for this twin-speed belt-driven model, while the platter sits upon a stainless steel bearing with a brass bushing. Extra fiddly bits include a felt mat and a record Puck-E stabilizer, which of course sits on top of the platter. You also get a set of connected Phono E 5P cables. I have a dollar price right now, and that is $1,499. Next up, McIntosh have the MX200AV processor. Out later this month, this one retails for a rather healthy $6,000, and I only have a dollar price right now, offering up to 11.2 channels of audio. Video, the processor supports 8K 60 FPS and 4K 120 FPS, along with Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and HLG. This should please those looking for 8K TVs in the future, and future gaming jockeys and the like. You'll also find Dirac Live full bandwidth room correction software, and there are 7, count them, 7 32-bit DACs in this box, handling stereo and multi-channel content. Associated with that, you also get Dolby Atmos and DTS:X. There are 4 HDMI inputs here, one of which has an EARC capability. Finally, the chassis is 2U rack mountable for those looking at home automation. Next, a snazzy little box from Cambridge called the Evo 1. The Evo 1 is a wireless streaming speaker contained in a long and low chassis spanning 675mm by 129 by 290mm and weighs 14.5 kilograms. It is Roon ready, supports Google Cast, AirPlay 2, and a whole host of internet services, as you might expect. You also get tone controls via the included DSP, and the whole thing is powered by a Class D amp, pushing out 14 by 50 watts. Drive units, and as I've just mentioned, there's a few of them, include 4 25mm silk dome tweeters, 4 57mm aluminium cone mid-range drivers, plus 6 long throw bass units of 70mm apiece. A supporting DAC offers up to 32-bit 192 kHz PCM. There's also an IPS TFT control screen, and that spans 172mm with a range of CD transport light buttons positioned underneath. A built-in phono amp, moving magnet I'm pretty sure that is, allows you to hook up a turntable if you wish. Other connections include HDMI, USB and Ethernet. Price? Well, I've got two, £1,299 or €1,499. Next we have Hegel and the H400 Streamliner amplifier. This is a combo amplifier DAC, although I'm not sure what the DAC actually is here, and the 400 replaces the older 390. The 400 adds a new audio board, improves app support, you get better navigation on the chassis itself, so you're not quite as dependent on the app. There's a new top cover to the chassis as well. Now, as you can see by the image here, the amplifier supports both single-ended and balanced inputs with a wide selection of digital inputs. And while we're here, can I ask you a question, folks? I see on some amplifiers, including this one, who else? Maybe Cambridge, maybe NAD, I can't remember, but I've seen a few companies that offer 3 optical ports. Question, does anyone out there actually use simultaneously all 3 optical ports? I would love to know. I would love to know why. What do you plug in them all? Anyway, a silly tangent, but it intrigues me. It seems a lot to me, but hey, maybe I run in the wrong digital circles. Maybe there's some people out there who yearn for an amplifier with 6 or 7 optical ports. I have no idea. Anyway, back to the plot. In power terms, this box offers a dual mono system, and it pushes out 250 watts over 8 ohms. Price, well, it is pricey. I have a pound price of £5,900. Next up, we're looking at a pair of IEMs from FiiO called the FH19 Hybrid in ears. And well, blimey, FiiO seem to be a busy lot. They appear in almost every video I do of late. Anyway, the FA19 IEMs feature titanium and aluminium in the chassis, with a dual dynamic and 6 balanced armature drivers. The latter includes a low frequency extension, while Knowles enhanced mid-range drivers are included too. The bass drivers are push-pull designs. That means you have a pair that face each other in each unit, which apparently doubles the drive force while giving you a cleaner sound. Well, that's the theory anyway. The design is also semi-open, apparently to open up the soundstage. Within the package, you get 3 pairs of swappable audio filters. One enhances the bass, one enhances the treble, so I suppose that's good for speech, and the other offers a more balanced sound. Prices, I have 3. I have £550 or $599 or €650. And that's your loss. But before I disappear, let's look once more at that trivia question. And the question is this: which river in Ohio once so polluted that it was declared a fire risk inspired songs by Randy Newman and REM? And the answer is... Now, this is a word I'm going to pronounce incorrectly, I am sure, so I'm going to print it below, and if you can correct me, that would be very kind of you. Anyway, I think it's the Cuyahoga. Again, probably got that wrong. The river itself was so badly polluted that in 1969, it did actually catch fire. This event, coming at a time when concern about pollution was on the rise, made it infamous across the United States. Randy Newman's 1972 song, Burn On, extended that infamy and took it around the world. The REM song, Cuyahoga, which featured on their 1986 album, Life's Rich Pageant, proposes building a new America in the place where it had all apparently gone wrong. So now you know. Tell me if you got that right. I'd be interested. No, be honest now, but be interested to know if you got that right. Bit of a tough one, I think. Anyway, I'll be back this time next week with another hi-fi news, etc. And that's about it, really. So, is there anything else to tell you? I don't think there is. Not right now, anyway. It's busy. A few things I've got lined up in terms of reviews include, what have I got? I've got a couple of sort of luggable bits and pieces from Orange. I don't know if you know Orange, very famous guitar amps in the 60s and the 70s, that kind of on-stage stuff for musicians, and they're doing personal hi-fi now. And what else have we got? We have, I've got something from Russ Andrews, which is a kind of denoiser, and I've got an itch. I've also got, what else have I got? A few bits from Monitor Audio, some speakers, and I've got a kind of streaming amp from Roxanne, and I've got some furniture, like shelving from a company called, is it Block, B-L-O-K? I can't remember exactly, something like that, anyway. And what else have I got? I have some speakers from ELAC on the way, powered speakers, and possibly some speakers from Germany, but I'm not sure about those yet, but I'll tell you more about those in the future. Turntable fans may be interested in the new Pro-Ject release, the Evo 2. You may have noticed, if you wanted to buy an Evo, that they are out of stock. I've heard this, don't know myself, haven't looked myself. I'm just hearing this from one or two people. They've tried to buy an Evo, can't do it. So that's probably why, because the Evo 2 is on the way. I think it's a little bit more expensive, maybe 100 quid more, but I think you get more for your price, and there's more going on. Anyway, there's a selection. I don't know where I'm going to find the time to do all of this, but that's a selection of the items I'm going to be looking at this time around. Oh, next week, hopefully, I should have an ultrasonic cleaner from Nosti. I know one or two of you have been asking about this. Hopefully next week, I'm going to be able to do it. Finally, raw. I've been after it for about a year and a half. So, a bit of extra info for you. Anyway, I'll be back this time next week, as I say, and I hope to have your company. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.